Welcome into the Sandlot Baseball League 2025 season. This is the start of week 3, and we will have game number 1 here for you shortly. Just wanted to show you the standings as of right now. We have the Bash Bros at 2-0 on the season. The Broad Street Bats, Shiny Squad, Clean Cleats, and Base Bandits all at 1-1. They're currently ordered in run differential, so the Broad Street Bats are a +5. Big help from their last game, where they won 7-1, which bumped that up big time. The Shiny Squad, they should be actually in fourth place because they have a -1. The Clean Cleats should be in third with a 0. The Base Bandits are 1-1 with a -5 run differential. Again, they just played the Broad Street Bats, so that was a big loss for them at 7-1. And then the Strikeouts have a -6, but they're 0-2 on the season. Let's go over and introduce the two teams. So Game 3 today will feature the Base Bandits at 1-1, taking on the Shiny Squad at 1-1. So two 1-1 teams going to battle it out to see who can get ahead of 500 and take the first game of week number 3. Let's head on over to the player introductions, starting with the away team, Base Bandits. They will finally face a right-hander. They faced two lefties so far this season, so they'll get to show off their team against right-handers, which they're built pretty well either way. Kinsler, Ramirez, and Wiggins are definitely L+, but Crawford, McLemore, and Ichiro are R+, so definitely built for either kind of pitcher. But let's get into the lineups. First, playing shortstop, leading off, Mark McLemore. Batting second in right field, Tony Gwynn. In left field, Carl Crawford. In center field, batting fourth, Ichiro Suzuki. Batting fifth, playing second, Ian Kinsler. Batting sixth, playing third base, the hot corner, Jose Ramirez. Batting seventh, Alan Wiggins. He is your DH for today. The first baseman, batting eighth, Joey Meneses. And the catcher, batting ninth, Ron Hasse. Let's head on over to see the home team, Shiny Squad. Leading off in center field, Rajay Davis. Playing second, batting second, Jerry Coleman. Ozzie Smith will be batting third, playing shortstop. Behind the plate, Benito Santiago. Batting fifth, your DH, Bobby Bonilla. At first base, batting sixth, Paul Konerko. Batting seventh, playing left field, Willie Wilson. Playing third, batting eighth, Willie Bloomquist. And playing right field, batting ninth, Dave Martinez. So the Shiny Squad, I believe, are facing their third lefty of the season. So they have definitely built a little bit more to be good against right-handed pitching, with Martinez being R+, Bloomquist R+, Wilson R+, Konerko R+, Bonilla R+, Smith R+. Their only L+ guys are really Rajay Davis and Jerry Coleman, who are the 1 and 2 hitters for today. And let's look at those starting pitchers. First, for the Base Bandits, on the left side here, Ranger Suarez. Against right-handers and switch hitters, he will have a 4 command with a 5 command against lefties. He's got 3 defense, which is great for him. And 18 outs. So, again, another lower command, high out pitcher. The Shiny Squad will have Satchel Paige. And Ranger Suarez can go 6 innings. Satchel Paige is 5 innings. He will have a 5 command against righties, but against switch hitters and lefties, he will have a 7 command. 17 outs for Paige. Both guys have a great back end to their chart. 3 defense for Paige, so that'll be very helpful in combating the Base Bandits' speed. Paige can only go 5 innings, which brings us to a very important part. Let's go look at the bullpen. The Base Bandits bullpen will have 2 guys fatigued in Morajan and Hoffman. So they'll still be able to pitch, but if they pitch this game, they will then be ineligible to pitch the next game unless they want to pitch tired. Milner and Fernandez will be fresh. So they're not in too much trouble, but as we get closer to the SP5s going, they can only go 5 innings. Most of the SPs starting pitching 5. Most teams choose to make that one of their cheaper options so they can spend their points in other places. So sometimes they can do totally fine, but other times they'll really struggle and need the help of the bullpen. So there will be a rest day after every 5 games to help, or it might be 4 games, I forget. It's on the schedule, but after 4 or 5 games to help with rest, so that way there's a little bit of chance for catch-up, because some of these teams might not ever get to catch up if they have one bad game. Which, speaking of one bad game, that's what happened to the Shiny squad really last time, as they were strapped for pitchers going into Game 2. They will be strapped for pitchers coming into Game 3, because Paige can only go 5. Let's say he gets the quality appearance and goes 6. They still need 3 more innings, as they're going to have to face the top, or since they're the home team, so they're going to have to pitch 9 innings. So they're going to have to pull 3 innings from somewhere. So Sutter can go 2 and Smiley can go 1, so that could cover it. But that's, again, if Paige can get the quality appearance. So that was a lot of information. We will be introducing a new die coming into the 3rd week of the season, and that'll be the power die. We're going to roll on the mat, so it's no longer going to pop up on the screen as a virtual die, but it's going to be actually rolled on the mat. That way there's greater variance in the swings. We've seen some okay swings from the 2 D12s, but it's actually more... The 2 D12s should give us a more middle range. But we can roll the D24 on the mat since I have one now. And speaking of that, let's go over to the field, which we have a new mat today. We'll actually be able to feature a different mat for each game that is played on the channel. So this is the generic home-away stadium. You've been seeing the Philadelphia stadium so far. And I also have a Williamsport one that will be breaking out as well. So let's get to the field. Let's get ready to play ball. We'll do a test D24 roll here, just so you can see it at home. It's a little hard to see, but I can just go like this and hold it up to the camera. That was a 16. We can roll it again, but I rolled it off camera. That was a 20. Can roll it here, a 13. So you can still kind of see it on there. It's not too bad. And if we don't like it, we'll go back to something different after this week's slate of games. So let's get ready to play ball here. Satchel Paige is out on the mound throwing his warm-up pitches. Yeah, the white background there is kind of hard to see. But that's all right. Also, after this week of games, so after this and the next 2 games are played, we will be 1/3 or 1/5 of the way through the season. And we will hopefully be able to bring you some stats. I debated whether doing it after week 3 or after week 5. After week 5 would be a little bit more beneficial, because then we can see all 5 starting pitchers as well. So we might wait to do it then. And that way there's a little bit less room for variance. If some of these players... Because some of these guys have gone through 2 games without a single hit, which seems kind of crazy. But all right, with all that being said, let's get to the game. Satchel Paige is ready. Mark McLemore is up. He is the shortstop for the Base Bandits. Quickly just going over the defenses. We'll talk about the Shiny squad first, since they are playing defense right now. They have a 12 infield, 12 outfield. A 13 battery as of right now with Paige on the bump. And for the Base Bandits, they will have a 13 infield, 10 outfield, and a 14 battery. So a 13 and 14 battery respectively for both sides. We are ready to go, so let's play ball. This will be a 7 versus 14 on the matchup. And Paige just squeaks that one by McLemore. McLemore will swing and lead off the game with a pitcher shard single. So McLemore is aboard. Nobody out. Now this is a tough decision because without strategy cards, which is how clutch baseball is normally played, you'd be able to steal and be more comfortable stealing with some worse ratings. So, like, this will be under 50-50 because a 13 versus 25, that's the Base Bandits' real bread and butter. So, they'll let it slide for now. We'll see what Tony Gwynn will do. 7 versus 13. Paige is set. He delivers a 19, and the swing from Tony Gwynn is a line drive laser caught by the second baseman, Jerry Coleman, and that is 1 out. That'll bring up the left fielder, Carl Crawford, a 7 versus 12. The pitch from Paige is a 5, so a tie will go to Crawford. Crawford swing is a 15, and that is a single. One more would have been a double for him. And the Base Bandits have 2 on with 1 out. And Ichiro Suzuki coming up. This will be a 7 versus 14. Outfield will move in for the Shiny Squad. Paige is set. He delivers a 2, and that is advantage Suzuki. Suzuki's swing will be a single driven into right field. That'll load the bases with the potential of McLemore going home. But this would be a 12 versus 21 since there's 1 out and the outfield was in. That's tough. Kinsler is going to come up to bat with the bases loaded. So Paige in some early trouble here. And the Shiny Squad really need their starting pitcher to go at least 5, if not more, if possible. The infield will be in here. Kinsler has very good base running speed. It's a 25, so there's not a super great chance they'll get a double play. Outfield will definitely be in, so both defenses will be in here. This will be a 5 versus 11. A big pitch from Paige coming. And he does get the advantage. The swing from Kinsler is a miss and a huge strikeout for Satchel Paige as he gets Kinsler to go down looking. And that brings up Jose Ramirez. This is a 7 versus 10. Defenses, the outfield will stay in. The infield will move back with 2 outs. A huge strikeout there for Paige. And a 7 versus 10. We're hoping Paige can lock it in here. He does. He will get the advantage. The swing from Ramirez is a line drive to the second baseman, Jerry Coleman, who has it for the 3rd out of the inning. And Satchel Paige gets out of a bases-loaded jam when there was bases loaded, no 1 out. Wow. Drama already in the inning. And with it being so early and these middle hitters for the Base Bandits actually having some pop, Kinsler's got a 17 double range. Crawford's got a 16 double range. Ramirez has a 15 double range. So if they get an advantage, in theory, they should be okay. But Satchel Paige really just locked it in there. Huge for the Base Bandits, or the Shiny Squad. They're having him get out of that, not even surrendering a run. The Base Bandits may be a little bit more aggressive in the future if they need to score runs, but with it being the first inning, they were reluctant to send. I mean, it would have been 12 versus 21, under 50% chance. So, but again, if maybe they had stolen, maybe they would have had a guy on for the swing, and a lot of what ifs. Ranger Suarez will be up. He will face Rajay Davis, a 4 versus 12. Suarez is ready. The pitch is a 7. That will be advantage Rajay Davis. Davis's swing is a 19, and that is a leadoff double for Davis. I feel like Davis either gets doubles on his chart or gets out on his chart. It doesn't seem like there's a lot in between. So leadoff man for the Shiny squad, nobody out, brings up the second baseman Jerry Coleman. 4 versus 14. The outfield will move in. The pitch from Suarez is a 9, so advantage Coleman. Coleman's swing is a 4, which is a ground ball. If it had been a fly ball in his own chart with the outfield in, that would have been a single. But instead, that's 1 away. Outfield remains in. This will be a 4 versus 12 as the shortstop Ozzie Smith comes up to bat. Suarez will give up the advantage again, so Smith will swing, and that is a single. So 3 advantages given up for Suarez so far. And even with the outfield in, the Shiny squad are not going to do what the Base Bandits did, and they're not going to be nervous or scared, and they're going to send. Now, this will be a 10 versus 25 compared to what would have been a 12 versus 21, so the odds are clearly a little bit better here. But Davis is going to go, so Smith's hit was into left field. That will be where... Who is playing left? Oh, Crawford, the Gold Glover. Crawford has it. 10 versus 25 on the throw home. And a tie will go to Davis. And the run will score. 1-0 Shiny squad early on. Crawford almost had a perfect throw, but it just wasn't quite there. Smith does have a 25 steal rating, but with a 14 battery, they're not going to risk it here. So 1-0 Shiny squad in the bottom of the first, 4 versus 12. The pitch from Ranger Suarez is a mistake, and we have our first real roll of a die on the mat here. So Santiago's swing is a 1. We should have stuck with not that die. A 1 is a strikeout, so 2 away. As Suarez is still looking for his first advantage of the day. 4 versus 11. The pitch from Suarez was almost another mistake, but it's Bonilla's advantage. The swing from Bonilla, he's looking for his first hit of the season, and he will finally get it as he gets a single with 2 outs. So Suarez has given up 5 advantages in a row. Outfield will move in. 4 versus 11. The pitch from Suarez to Canerco, the first baseman, is finally advantage Suarez. And Canerco's swing is a line drive caught by the third baseman, Jose Ramirez, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. So, as tough as that was, Suarez could have given up a lot more than he did, and he only surrendered 1, even though he allowed 5 advantages. 2 batter chart outs will help that. So we head to the top of the second. 6 hits already in the game. I believe that's more than what some of these teams saw a couple games ago. Shiny squad 1, Base Bandits nothing. Paige comes back out. He'll face the bottom 3 hitters, the 7, 8, 9 hole hitters for the Base Bandits. This will be a 7 versus 11 as the DH Allen Wiggins comes up to the plate. Paige is set. He delivers. And a 20 will be a very good roll. A 16 from Wiggins will be a fly ball out to left field, or right field, excuse me, where Dave Martinez is under, and he'll make the grab for the first out of the inning. That'll bring Meneses up next. This will be a 5 versus 11. 5 versus 11 as the pitch from Paige will be a 16 total. The swing from Meneses is non-existent as he will walk over to first base. So a 1-out walk on the pitcher's chart. Ron Hasse, the catcher, comes up to the plate next. He's going to do the thing he does very best, and he is going to attempt to bunt. Needing a 13 or higher in 2 attempts, a possible third. He has not gotten it in 2. Now, we could allow him to face Paige, but Paige would get +2 command, so that would literally be a 9 versus 11. So Hasse's going to try one more time, and a 17 will be good enough for the sacrifice bunt. So Hasse will lay down the bunt, move Meneses over to second, and that'll bring up the leadoff man, Mark McLemore. This will be a 7 versus 14. Outfield is in for the Shiny Squad, and Paige will give up the advantage to McLemore. McLemore's swing is a 5, and that is a hitter's ground ball over to the second baseman, Jerry Coleman, who picks it up, throws it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So some early batter chart outs here for both sides are limiting the damage that they can do. Go to the bottom of the second inning, still 1-0 Shiny Squad. Ranger Suarez is also set to face the 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters of the Shiny Squad. The one positive thing for the Shiny Squad is that Ranger Suarez will only have a 5 command against the 9 hole hitter Dave Martinez. So unfortunately for Suarez, he will not get that bonus. 4 versus 11 here as the left fielder Willie Wilson comes up to the plate. Advantage Suarez. The swing from Wilson is a high fly ball out to left field. And Crawford is there for the grab. 1 away. Brings up the third baseman Willie Bloomquist. 4 versus 11 again. Suarez is set. He kicks and delivers. And advantage Bloomquist. Bloomquist will swing and miss as he strikes out on his own chart. And we are seeing a plethora of these guys strike out or get out on their own charts. The Shiny Squad have 6 advantages so far, and they are 3 for 6 on their chart. Brings up the right fielder, Dave Martinez. This will be a 5 versus 9. And a super great pitch from Suarez there. We're going to re-roll that. It's in between 11 and 16, but for the sake of re-rolling. And Martinez will fly out to right field, and Suarez goes 1, 2, 3 after a scary first inning. We go to the top of the third. 1-0 Shiny Squad. Paige comes back out to face the right fielder, Tony Gwynn. 7 versus 13. A 20 total from Paige. And Tony Gwynn will swing and miss. Strikeout number 2 for Satchel Paige as he gets Tony Gwynn to strike out. Carl Crawford up next. He singled in the first inning. 7 versus 12. The pitch from Paige will be a 12, so a 19 total. The swing from Crawford is a fly ball out to right field where Martinez is under it and makes the routine catch for out number 2. Paige is set to face Ichiro here, 7 versus 14. And Paige continues to deliver on the advantages. And Ichiro will swing and miss for Paige's third strikeout of the day. So after both pitchers struggled in the first inning, they've very much settled in here, as both gone 1, 2, 3 in the last full inning respectively. Bottom of the third, it will bring up the dangerous top of the shiny squad order. And with Suarez needing some higher rolls, it could spell some danger, but let's see if he can get through it. 4 versus 12, so 17 total for Suarez, and Rajai Davis will swing and miss. That is Ranger Suarez's third strikeout of the day. Brings up the second baseman, Jerry Coleman. This will be a 4 versus 14. 4 versus 14, and Ranger is locked in there, as Coleman will look at strike number 3, so back-to-back Ks for Ranger Suarez, as he gets Davis and Coleman to strike out. Brings up Ozzie Smith, who had an RBI single back in the first inning. 2 away here, 4 versus 12. The pitch from Suarez will be a 17 total. And Smith will get a single off of Suarez. With 2 outs, a single on the pitcher's chart will bring up Benito Santiago. And 25 versus 14. Smith's just going to try it. They have a lead, 25 on the steal attempt versus 14. Hassey's throw is a mistake. It goes past the second baseman, Ian Kinsler, and Smith will go all the way to third with 2 outs. That's why you attempt the steal sometimes, because look at what can happen. And now Santiago is up with a man on third. Both defenses will stay back as there's 2 outs. Santiago saw a 1 the last time he was up, but he struck out on the mistake pitch. And Suarez will tie. So a 12 total, advantage Santiago. The swing from Santiago is a 4, and he grounds out on his own chart to end the inning. Man, Santiago has been put in a place twice where runners are on in scoring position, and he cannot deliver, as he is now 0 for 2 on his chart. And Suarez again dances out of danger. We head to the top of the fourth. Paige will see Kinsler, Ramirez, and Wiggins. Paige so far today has given up 3 hits. All were singles. He has 3 strikeouts and 1 walk allowed. Only 3 advantages given up. And to lead off the 4th inning, it'll be a 5 versus 11. The pitch from Paige, 17 total. Kinsler will swing and ground the ball over to the shortstop, Ozzie Smith, who picks it up, throws it over to first, 1 away. Brings up the third baseman, Jose Ramirez. He's 0 for 1 so far today. 7 versus 10, so not the best odds. An 18 total for Paige. And Ramirez will make contact, but he will also roll over to the shortstop, Ozzie Smith, who records the second out of the inning. 7 versus 11. Paige is a nightmare so far for the Base Bandits. And Wiggins will also ground over to Ozzie Smith for a 1-2-3 inning from Paige. That is back-to-back innings. He has gone 1-2-3 through the lineup. And as we head to the bottom of the 4th, Ranger Suarez so far today has gone 3 innings. He's allowed 4 hits, a double, and 3 singles. Struck out 4, no walks so far, and 1 run allowed. He has given up 7 advantages, but fortunately for him, there have been 4 outs on those advantages. 4 versus 11 as the DH Bobby Bonilla comes up to the plate. The pitch from Suarez is a 20 total, and Bonilla will swing, and that is a ground ball over to the shortstop, Mark McLemore, who picks it up, throws it over to first, and he records the first out. Brings up Paul Konerko, 4 versus 11. The pitch from Ranger Suarez, 19. Paul Konerko will swing, and that is a line drive rocket caught by Ramirez for out number 2. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Willie Wilson, 4 versus 11. The pitch from Suarez is a 11 total, so advantage Wilson with 2 outs. And Wilson gets a single with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Wilson will be facing a 14 battery. So, oh man, it's so hard to know with these high batteries and it basically being a 50-50. And Bloomquist would lead off the next inning. Let's send him. Willie's going to go for it. It's going to be a 14 versus 25 again. 14 versus 25. Hasse is looking for redemption. The throw from Hasse, and he guns Wilson out, heading to second base, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. So Hasse does get redemption as Willie Wilson is caught stealing. That'll take us to the top of the 5th inning with the 8-9 one-hitters due up for the Base Bandits. Looking to get any type of momentum going against Satchel Paige. 5 versus 11. The first baseman, Meneses, is up. And Meneses will get an advantage, and he will get a single as he bloops that one into left field. So the leadoff man is aboard with nobody out, and Hasse will try to sacrifice bunt for the 2nd time today. So needing a 13 or better. The first attempt is no good. The 2nd attempt is no good. It took him 3 times last time, and it'll take him 3 times again as he lays down the bunt, moving Meneses over to second. 1 away. That'll bring up the top of the order for the Base Bandits. McLemore is 1 for 2. He got a pitcher chart single and a hitter ground ball so far today. 7 versus 14. Outfield is in, and McLemore will get his 2nd advantage of the day. The swing from McLemore will be a single out to right field. And that'll put Meneses on 3rd, McLemore on 1st. And with the outfield in and 1 out, it would be a 12 versus 18. So that is not good odds. And Paige is in a spot of trouble here. And the Base Bandits are going to think about what they want to do here. Do they try to steal 25 versus 13? They're going to just let Gwynn bat. The infield for the Shiny squad will... do they want to try to get an inning-ending double play? Make sure they get the guy out at home. The infield will be in. The outfield will remain regular because Meneses isn't really a super big threat to tag up. Not to say he won't do it. But Paige will face Tony Gwynn, who's 0 for 2 today. 7 versus 13. And Paige is locked in there as he rolls a 20. The swing from Gwynn is a 5. That is going to be a ground ball. So the infield is in. So that means that McLemore will automatically go to second. And the Base Bandits can choose to try to have Meneses go home, which the infield can try to throw at. That would be a 12 versus 18, so not super ideal. And they're just going to take the out at first with Gwyn. So with 2 outs, it'll be second and third. Infield will move back. Outfield will come in. And Carl Crawford is up. Now, the only way Paige will not get the quality appearance is if Crawford would somehow hit a home run here. But we can cross that bridge when we get there. 7 versus 12. Outfield is in. The pitch from Paige is locked in at a 25 total. The swing from Crawford is a miss. And Paige will dance out of danger again, as he gets the quality appearance and can go a 6th inning for the Shiny Squad. That was very dangerous. The Base Bandits may need to start thinking about pinch running for some of these slower guys like Meneses, because they probably would have sent him on some of these other advantages or opportunities. The Shiny Squad's defense is just so good with having a 12 infield and 12 outfield. It makes it tough. Because, again, anything can happen, but under 50% on a lot of these is tough. Ranger Suarez comes back out. He will face the 8-9 one-hole hitters. He'll face first Willie Bloomquist, 4 versus 11. Advantage Suarez, and Bloomquist will swing and miss as he strikes out for the first out of the 5th inning. Brings up the 9-hole hitter, Dave Martinez, 5 versus 9. And Suarez will just barely get the advantage as it's a 10 total. And Martinez is watching pitch number 3, strike number 3 go by. Back-to-back Ks for Suarez, as that is his 6th strikeout for out number 2. Brings up the leadoff man, Rajay Davis. He's 1 for 2 with a double and run scored. 4 versus 12, advantage Suarez. Davis will hit a high fly ball to left field, and Carl Crawford is back, but he catches it at the warning track for the 3rd out, and Suarez goes 1, 2, 3 through the Shiny Squad lineup. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Shiny Squad 1, Base Bandits 0. And I really thought after that first inning with all the hits and the base runners, and I thought we were about to have a barn burner on our hands. We had 6 hits in the first inning alone and only 4 since then, which is crazy. Paige comes out for probably his last inning of work, as both he and Ranger Suarez got the quality appearance. They have very identical stat lines. Both have allowed 5 hits apiece. Both have given up mostly singles, and both have gotten the other to strike out quite often. 6 Ks for Suarez, 4 for Paige. Ichiro Suzuki will lead things off. He's 1 for 2 today, 7 versus 14. The pitch from Paige will be advantage Suzuki, and Suzuki will get his 2nd single of the day, as the leadoff man is aboard. Brings up the second baseman, Ian Kinsler. He's 0 for 2. It would be a 13 versus 24 on the steal attempt, but Suzuki's going to stay, as Kinsler's speed will probably be enough to not get thrown out in a double play. 5 versus 11. The pitch from Paige will be a tie to Kinsler, so Kinsler will have an advantage here. The second advantage given up by Paige in this inning alone, and a 6 will be a walk. And so Kinsler will get to first on a walk on his chart. And it really seems like we're not rolling super high on these batter charts. Now, Ramirez has one of the best averages in the league, even though he's 0 for 2 today. But a 7 versus 10. Ramirez is going to try to bunt these guys over with nobody out. So his first attempt is no good on a 7. His second attempt is a 14, and he will lay down the bunt, moving Ichiro over to third, Kinsler over to second. 1 away for Satchel Paige and the Shiny Squad, which will bring up Alan Wiggins. And with it being a one-run game, both the infield and outfield are going to be in here for the Shiny Squad. Wiggins, the DH, is 0 for 2 today. 7 versus 11. The pitch from Paige will be advantage Paige. Wiggins will swing, and that'll be a deep fly ball to left field. And Willie Wilson is under it. He'll make the grab for out number 2. And with the outfield in, it would be a 12 versus 25. And with Meneses up next, the Base Bandits are going to tag up with Ichiro. This will be a 12 versus 25. Willie Wilson makes the grab. He throws home. 12 versus 25, and Ichiro will slide under the tag. It's nowhere near in time. And the Base Bandits tie up the game on a sacrifice fly by Alan Wiggins. And we have a tie ball game here in the top of the 6th. So a sac fly and a sac bunt. The small ball's what the Base Bandits do best. And they still have a runner on second with 2 outs for Meneses. This will be a 5 versus 11. Meneses is 1 for 1, a single and a walk today. So Paige has struggled to get him out. The outfield will stay in. 5 versus 11 on the pitch. And Paige's advantage, the swing from Meneses is a single. His second single, or his second advantage, I should say, on the pitcher's chart. And Kinsler is going to be waved home. It'll be a 12 versus 28 because even though the outfield is in, there's 2 outs, so runners are off on contact. 12 versus 28. Crawford will get a second chance. 12 versus 28. The throw from Crawford is a 1, and that's a mistake. So Meneses will go to second. Kinsler comes in to score, and a super clutch RBI single on the pitcher's chart for Meneses gives the Base Bandits the lead. Holy smokes. Wow, what a turn of events. The first 2 guys get on, and then there was 2 sacrifices. And the Base Bandits have a 2-1 lead. It brings up the catcher, Ron Hasse. He has laid down the sacrifice bunt both times so far today. With a runner on second, the outfield will stay in for the Shiny Squad. This will be a 7 versus 11. The pitch from Paige will be a 15 total. Hasse's swing is a fly ball out to right field. And Dave Martinez is there to make the 3rd out of the inning. But Paige will give up 2 runs as the small ball for the Base Bandits comes through clutch. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, 2-1 Base Bandits. Suarez comes out for the bottom of the 6th inning. He'll face Coleman, Smith, and Santiago. Coleman is 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out on his own chart and had a strikeout. 4 versus 14. A mistake pitch to Coleman. We will get to roll the nice red power die here. And an 8 on the swing will be a no swing. It'll be a walk as Coleman gets to first for a leadoff walk. That is the first walk allowed by Suarez today. He is facing Ozzie Smith. Smith is thinking about bunting, but Smith is 2 for 2 so far today, so they're going to let Ozzie swing. A 4 versus 12 is also great odds for an advantage. Doesn't get the advantage, and Ozzie's swing will be a ground ball over to the shortstop, Mark McLemore. He will throw Coleman out at second as he flips it over to Kinsler. Kinsler is going to fire over to first, It is a 13 defense versus the 22 base running for Smith. So 13 versus 22. The throw from Kinsler is a perfect throw, and that's a ground ball double play. And maybe Smith should have sacrifice bunted. The story so far today for the Shiny squad, as they were leading just up until this past inning, is just walks and singles for most of their, or outs on their own charts. So far, the Shiny squad are 4 outs on 9 advantages for them, for their hitters, and some with runners on. That mistake pitch strikeout by Santiago, who's up. Santiago's gotten the advantage both times, but a strikeout and a ground out on his own chart leaves him wanting more. Maybe he can do some damage here. 4 versus 12, but a 21 for Suarez total. As Santiago swings, and it's a deep fly ball to left field, but Crawford is there to make the grab at the warning track, and Suarez will face the minimum of 3 batters. And we head to the top of the 7th inning. 2-0 Base Bandits, who now need to turn to their bullpen. Let's see what type of bullpen the Shiny squad are dealing with here. And I already think I know what they're going to have to do, because Musica's tired, Habrowski's tired, and they're probably just going to have to turn to Sutter. He's going to have to pitch 2 innings. The question will mostly be, it's going to be Sutter or Smiley up there. Will Sutter come on first and face more of the meat of the order? He is a righty, so Smiley's actually going to come on first. Drew Smiley will be the pitcher here, as he's going to face a couple guys who are definitely way better against right-handed pitching. So if they do bring on Sutter, Sutter does get a 7 command against lefties, and he would be facing 4 out of the first 4 batters will be lefties, but they would just have a much better on base. So 6 command versus a lot of these guys is a lot nicer for Smiley. Smiley, I do not believe, has made an appearance yet this year. He does only have 16 outs, but he is a big lefty. And sorry, we're just trying to switch things behind the scenes here. Smiley, the big lefty, will come on in relief of Satchel Paige. Smiley will face the top of the Base Bandits order. Smiley does have -1 defense, so if the Base Bandits do get on, the battery has gone from 13 down to 9, so that could spell some danger for the base, or for the Shiny squad, but let's just not allow guys get on. How about that? 6 versus 11 here. McLemore is 2 for 3 on the day. The lefty is set. He delivers an advantage McLemore. McLemore's swing is a ground ball, so he will ground out on his own chart for 1 away. Smiley gets lucky there to not allow the leadoff man aboard. He faces Tony Gwynn, who's 0 for 3 today. 6 versus 13. The pitch from Smiley will be a 17 total. Gwynn's swing is a ground ball over to the second baseman, Jerry Coleman, who picks it up, throws it over to first. Konerko hangs on for out number 2, which will bring up Carl Crawford. Crawford is 1 for 3 today. 6 versus 10. The pitch from Smiley, a 16 total. And Crawford will ground out as Coleman picks it up, throws it over to Konerko at first. And Smiley gets the job done as he sets the top of the order down 1, 2, 3. That was really a best-case scenario for the Shiny Squad and Drew Smiley. We go to the bottom of the 7th, Base Bandits 2, Shiny Squad 1. This will be Rangers' last inning of work, unless they decide to pitch him tired for some reason. Not likely. Bobby Bonilla is 1 for 2, as he will lead things off here. The 5, 6, and 7 hole hitters due up. 4 versus 11. The pitch from Suarez will be a advantage Bonilla. Bonilla's swing will be his second single of the day. And the leadoff man is aboard. Now this is tough because Konerko has had some clutch swings so far in this very short SBL season. He is 0 for 2 today. Ranger would need an 8 or higher. The base running for Konerko is awful at 11, so you don't really want to ground into a double play, which is highly likely. But he is their biggest power threat, along with Bonilla. Does he try to sacrifice bunt over? Bonilla doesn't have great speed regardless. Konerko's going to swing. They have an odd suspicion, the Shiny Squad does, that Konerko may get an advantage here. And the pitch from Suarez is a 5, so Konerko will get the advantage. What will he do with it? Konerko's swing is a deep fly ball to left field, and that ball is out of here. Man, talk about manifesting something happening, and Konerko, the clutch, 2-run go-ahead home run in the bottom of the 7th inning to give the Shiny Squad a 3-2 lead. Wow, what a clutch swing from Konerko. The manager for the Shiny Squad knew it would either be a home run and come in clutch, or it would be a double play ball and it would look stupid. But Konerko delivers for his 3rd home run of the season. Wow. Ranger Suarez is going to have to lock it back in here as there's still nobody out. 4 versus 11 as the left fielder Willie Wilson comes up. And Ranger is back to his first inning shenanigans as he now throws a mistake pitch. He's a little bit rattled. And Wilson was so close to a 22 and 24, both being extra base hits. But instead, he will ground out on his own chart for out number 1. We may not like this die. What would it have been just for funsies if we had rolled it on here? A 14? Okay. Not a big difference. 1 away here for the 3rd baseman, Willie Bloomquist. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. The pitch from Suarez will be advantage Bloomquist. And Bloomquist will walk as Suarez has now given up 4 straight advantages, which makes them want to sacrifice bunt here with Martinez. So Martinez is going to try to lay a bunt down. First one is no good. The second one is no good. His 3rd time the charm, it is not, and he will strike out as he attempts to sacrifice bunt Bloomquist over. But a 5 versus 9, not the best odds. But regardless, Davis will be up. He's 1 for 3 today, a double back in the 1st. 4 versus 12, 2 outs. The pitch from Suarez is finally an advantage for him, and Davis will swing and miss. So Suarez is able to lock it back in, but not before the Shiny Squad get a super clutch 2-run home run from Paul Konerko, which takes us to the top of the 8th inning. Shiny Squad 3, Base Bandits 2. No question to who the Shiny Squad have to turn to now. They're going to have to look to Bruce Sutter for the final 2 innings. Can he get a 6-out save? He is really their only good pitcher left. They have some not good options. But Sutter's able to go 2. He is a big right-handed pitcher. He's got 17 outs. He will have a 6 command against righties, but 7 against switch hitters and lefties. 3 defense, so the battery goes back up to 13, which will make it tough for the Base Bandits to try to steal. And we are in the top of the 8th inning. Sutter is ready to go. And this will be a 7 versus 14. Ichiro is 2 for 3 today with 2 singles and a run scored. 7 versus 14. Tie goes to Suzuki. Suzuki's swing will be a walk. Sorry, excuse me. So a walk. So the leadoff man is aboard with 1 out. I mean, no outs. Man, I'm just so excited from that home run. Now, 13 versus 24 is not good odds. This would be 6 versus 11. Does Kinsler try to just bunt Suzuki over? But the other two guys don't have... I mean, that's going to be 7 versus 10 and 7 versus 11. So this would be the best odds they really have. Kinsler is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. 6 versus 11. The pitch from Sutter is a tie to Kinsler, so Kinsler has an opportunity to get a swing on his own chart, and Kinsler's swing is a 15, a single. It was almost a 20. Almost a 20. That was dangerous. So Sutter has allowed the first 2 batters to get an advantage and get on. Ramirez, again being one of the best hitters in the league, is going to be asked to try to sacrifice bunt to get these 2 guys over with nobody out. It did work last time he did it with no outs, and they ended up scoring 2 runs off of it, so he needs a 13 or higher. First attempt is no good. Second attempt will be good, so he will be thrown out at first, but Suzuki will move to third. Kinsler over to second, and 1 out here, which these 0 for 4 numbers for Ramirez will hurt his season totals, but wins are more important than individual statistics. Infield and outfield move in here for the shiny squad as Alan Wiggins comes up. He is 0 for 2 today with a sac fly in the 6th, which scored the first run for the Base Bandits. 7 versus 11. The pitch from Sutter is a 23 total. The swing from Wiggins is a ground ball. Oh, and they have a decision to make again. Dadgummit. Suzuki can try to go home. They're just going to do it. They're going to try to send Suzuki home. And the throw will go home. So Wiggins will be safe at first on the no throw. So a fielder's choice there. This will be a 12 versus 25. The shortstop, Ozzie Smith, a Gold Glover, picks up the ground ball from Ichiro. From Wiggins, a 12 versus 25. A huge throw here, and safe! Not in time, and more small ball will score a run for the Base Bandits. And not only that, there's still only 1 out for the Base Bandits. Now, with Meneses up, this will be a 6 versus 11. Because he tried to bunt, but with Hassie, that's fine. 6 versus 11. The pitch from Sutter is locked in. Outfield is still in. And a 20 from Meneses. He might be the player of the game, as that is his 3rd advantage on the pitcher's chart. The outfield was in, and with 1 out, they're still going to send Kinsler home. They're going to try to take the lead here with Hassie's slow speed and poor chart coming up next. This will be a 12 versus 25 on the throw. The throw home is not in time, and Kinsler will score, and the Base Bandits have reclaimed the lead. This is one of the most insane games that we have seen yet. Wow! Sutter has just absolutely given up. The 6th inning and 8th inning for the Base Bandits is almost identical. It's insane. Hassie will sacrifice bunt, as he will probably hit into a double play. So he is going to try to sack bunt over, and he lays it down. So 2 outs. Runners will be on second and third for the leadoff man, Mark McLemore. Infield will remain normal. The outfield will come in. 7 versus 14. A huge pitch from Sutter here is a tie to McLemore. McLemore's swing is not a swing, as he will walk, and that'll load the bases for Tony Gwynn. Outfield stays in. Gwynn is 0 for 4 today. 2 outs, a huge pitch here. Sutter really needs to keep it a 1-run game. He's locked in. The swing from Gwynn is a single. Oh my Lanta. Wow. Wiggins will come in to score. Meneses over to third. McLemore over to second. And this would be a 12 versus 21. They're going to keep the bases loaded. And the Base Bandits have taken a 5-3 lead. Sutter has allowed... sorry. I did not put the RBI in there. He's allowed 3 runs so far. So if he gives up another one, it's going to be big trouble because they will need to turn to a punt pitcher in the top of the 9th. But it may not matter if Crawford can do some more damage here. Crawford is 1 for 4. 7 versus 12. Another advantage. Oh, my word. The swing from Crawford is a 14, so a single. I'm going to have to expand the 8th inning here because... Well, I expanded the 7th inning on accident. Wow. So Meneses comes in to score. And that'll be a run for him. And they're going to send Mark McLemore. This will be a 12 versus 24. 12 versus 24 on the throw. Oh, my word. An error allows Gwynn to go to third. McLemore will score. And Sutter has now given up 5 runs in the inning. A super clutch home run from Paul Konerko is immediately wiped out. Sutter's going to stay in the game, 7 versus 14. The Base Bandits have now batted all the way around, advantage Sutter, and Ichiro will finally ground out to end the 8th inning. But not before the Base Bandits take a 7-3 lead. Now, the good and bad news is that Sutter did only go for 1 inning, even though he allowed them to bat all the way around. But a punt pitcher at this point, and Sutter won't be tired for the next game. The Base Bandits are going to need to go to their bullpen, and we are getting crunched for time. The Base Bandits can turn to Fernandez or Milner. And they're going to let Milner come out because the Shiny Squad struggles a lot more against lefties. So Milner will come out to pitch for the bottom of the 8th inning. Milner has 17 outs. He's a left-hander. He's got 6 command plus 4 defense. And he will face the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Shiny Squad. Six versus 14 as Coleman is 0 for 2 with a walk. 6 versus 14 and advantage Coleman. Coleman's swing is a 16, which is a single, and the leadoff man is aboard. Nobody out. Ozzie Smith is 2 for 3. 6 versus 12. The pitch from Milner will be a 24 total. Ozzie Smith swings, and it's a fly ball to left field, but he will be out on the catch from Carl Crawford for the first out of the inning. Santiago comes up next. He's 0 for 3. He's had the advantage 2 out of those 3 times. 6 versus 12, and a heater from Milner down the middle will be enough to get Santiago to hit a fly ball out to left field. Crawford makes the routine catch for the second out of the inning, which brings up Bobby Bonilla. He is 2 for 3. 6 versus 11. Advantage Milner. The swing from Bonilla will be another fly ball to left field, and Crawford will make 3 catches in a row, and the Shiny squad look like they are just deflated as they go almost 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of the 9th, and the Shiny squad don't really know what to do here with their bullpen situation being so bad. They're just going to throw out a punt in Junior Marte. Again, not the option anybody really wants to see, but they're going to throw him out there. Marte is a 1-command pitcher. He's got 16 outs. Against right-handers, he'll have a 4-command. And he will face the 5, 6, and 7 hole hitters. 4 versus 11 here to lead things off in the top of the 9th. The pitch from Marte is enough for the advantage. Kinsler's swing is a ground ball over to the shortstop, Ozzie Smith, who picks it up, throws it over the first, 1 away. Brings up Ramirez. He has sacrifice bunted the last 2 times he's been up. 1 versus 10. The pitch from Marte will be a 9 total, so advantage Ramirez, who will ground out on his own chart. Sorry, that's a fly ball on his own chart for the second out of the inning. And again, it kind of seems like both teams are just wanting to get out of here with the deflated Shiny squad effort here towards the end. Sutter really didn't do too bad. I mean, he gave up 2 legitimate runs, but then small ball and pitcher chart hits, I mean, he gave up more, so it's kind of hard to be mad at him for that. I also missed an RBI somewhere. Or a run. No, I didn't. I just can't count. Silly me. 1 versus 11 here. The pitch from Marte is advantage Marte. I might have accidentally rolled twice, but that's okay. And Wiggins will strike out and will head to the bottom of the 9th. It's the Shiny squad's last attempt here to do anything. And it is a 4-run game. The Shiny squad will have Konerko, Wilson, and Bloomquist up. So, do you really want to throw, like, a punt? I think they're just going to go to Ryan Fernandez. They don't want to risk anything here. Wins are hard to come by in this league, as it's very evident here. Fernandez is a 5-command pitcher. He is a right-hander, 17 outs. Just a very solid overall card. Nothing super fancy, but he can get the job done. It'll be Konerko, Wilson, and Bloomquist. Konerko is 1 for 3. He hit a go-ahead super clutch 2-run home run in the 7th, but that was negated by Sutter absolutely wetting the bed in the very next half inning. 5 versus 12. Can the Shiny squad come back? Advantage Konerko, and Konerko almost got his second home run, and instead he will get a walk to lead off the inning. Brings up the left fielder Willie Wilson, who is 1 for 3 today. 5 versus 12. The pitch from Fernandez is enough for the advantage, and Wilson will swing, and that's a fly ball out to left field. Crawford's under it and makes the first out of the inning. Brings up Bloomquist, 5 versus 12. Bloomquist is 0 for 2 with a walk. 5 versus 12. Advantage Bloomquist. And Bloomquist rolls a 20, and that is a long single. Because, of course, they couldn't roll 20s earlier with the big power guys up there. But 2-on. Defenses will remain normal for right fielder Dave Martinez. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. 5 versus 11. And advantage Fernandez. The swing from Martinez is a 20 and a pitcher's chart single. With nobody, or with 1 out, will load the bases for Rajay Davis. And the tying run is at the plate. Davis is 1 for 4. Infield will stay back for the chance at a double play, even though Davis is really fast. The outfield will be in. 5 versus 11. Advantage Fernandez. The swing from Davis is a swing and a miss. And out number 2. The outfield and infield will both move back as it's a 4-run game. 5 versus 12. Coleman is 1 for 3. 5 versus 12. Advantage Coleman. Coleman will swing and get a single. And that will score Konerko from third. The Shiny Squad get 1 back as Konerko comes in to score. It is 7-4. With Ozzie Smith coming up and being down, they don't want to risk sending anyone home with 2 outs. The outfield will come in now. 5 versus 14. Smith is 2 for 4. 5 versus 14. Infield regular. Outfield in. A mistake pitch from Ryan Fernandez. A 24 would be a walk-off home run. And the swing from Smith is an 11, so he will walk. It was actually really close to a 24. So mistake pitch walk will score Bloomquist. A second run comes in for the Shiny Squad. And they are now only down by 2 with Benito Santiago. Oh, how fitting would it be if Santiago would come up clutch? Just for funsies, we'll roll. A 9 would have been the same result. All right. 5 versus 12. The pitch from Fernandez is a 3. Santiago gets the advantage. The outfield is in. Oh my gosh, a 3! Santiago gets out on his own chart to end the game. And the final score is 7-5. Holy smokes. Just for kicks and giggles, if we would have rolled one more time, a 19 would have been a double, and it would have probably been a walk-off. Oh my goodness, we had so much drama in that game. I can't believe what just happened. Benito Santiago just absolutely cost his team the game as he had 3 batters chart outs, all 3 with runners in scoring position, and none more important than the last one. Wow. That game was just filled with absolute drama from start to finish, as the Shiny Squad really had many opportunities to do damage, and they just couldn't follow through. They had so many opportunities where it was a walk, a single, a batter chart out. Wow. As we recap the game here, Bruce Sutter will take the loss for the Shiny Squad as they go to 1-2. The Base Bandits will improve to 2-1. Ryan Fernandez will end up getting the save. And the winning pitcher for the Base Bandits. Trying to figure out who was the pitcher, because Ranger went 7, but he was losing. So Hobie Milner will actually pick up the win there, which is kind of weird. Don't love to see that, but it is what it is. Player of the game, while a lot of the guys for the Base Bandits did work, we could give it to a lot of different people. But I think we're going to have to give it to Joey Meneses. Meneses ended up going 3 for 3 and just had clutch hit after clutch hit. He had 2 RBI, so it wasn't like he went absolutely off. But he just scored guys in super clutch positions and kept the innings going as he was able to get single after single. And that is a final score of 7-5 as the Base Bandits take down the Shiny Squad. Thanks for watching. The next game will be the 1-1 Broad Street Bats taking on the Strikeouts, who are 0-2. And if it's anything like this game, it'll be another classic. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.